Well, everyone, the iPhone XS, in my opinion, is probably one of the best iPhones Apple has ever made as of this point, considering that it's probably one of the cheapest iPhones you can actually buy in the used market and that it's still supported with software. Now, these are some very, very important things to keep in mind here, because as you're kind of going through and buying one of these, newer expensive iPhones, you're probably wanting a device that is still supported with software and is still going to be, performance good and everything like that across the board. The thing with the iPhone XS though, is that it is by far, in my opinion, one of the best deals you can buy on a brand new iPhone, on a used iPhone, because this thing is available in the used, market for a very cheap price and it's still supported with software. Those are some very important things to keep in mind when you're going through and purchasing some sort of a used device, because you're going to basically be able to go through and purchase one of these older iPhones that is still like kind of decent across the board, but it's actually built well and it's still supported with software. Now, with its Apple A12 Bionic chip inside, this is a very important thing and one of the biggest pieces of this puzzle when you're purchasing this type of product. When you're buying something like the iPhone, in this case, you're buying something like the iPhone XS, this is an iPhone that is not only still supported with software, but performance-wise, it's really not that bad. From everything I've ever really thrown in this particular iPhone, it is like not that bad of a performing device. And that is a very cool thing when you're buying this type of iPhone, is that it's still supported and it's not really that slow. Most of the time when I go through and buy one of these newer iPhones, the performance is the last thing I, kind of care about, because it's already going to be a very fast phone. The problem is with the iPhone XS is that the performance really isn't that great, and that can be one of the problems that you're going to be running into with this type of iPhone. I don't really think you want to go ahead and buy an iPhone that is going to be, really, really old, that's going to be very bad in performance. This iPhone isn't terrible in performance, but it's also not like an excellent performing iPhone from the, performance standpoint either. The other issue is that the battery life isn't really that great, as well. So that can be another somewhat of a small problem that you might be running into with this particular iPhone as well. But across the board, from every other area of this iPhone, for how old this iPhone is, it came out in 2018, it really isn't that bad of a performing device. And I do think that has to come down to the price and software. You can buy this iPhone, I've already hit on the software, but you can buy this iPhone pretty much all across the board for what? Like around $200, probably less than $200. That is a very good competitive price to pay for an iPhone like this. Like, it really isn't that expensive, and that is something that I actually love a lot about this type of product. So if I'm going to look across the board, if I'm going to go ahead and buy an iPhone, it probably is going to go ahead and it's going to be kind of like an iPhone XS if I'm going to recommend a super old iPhone to people. Beyond that though, I would always recommend going for the iPhone 13s and 14s and 12s. But if not, I think the iPhone XS is an amazing deal right now. So that pretty much covers it up here. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that helps me so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.